The Magical Mishap, Lily's New Year Surprise Chapter 1. The New Year's Eve surprise. Once upon a time, in a charming little town called Happyville, there lived a bubbly and adventurous 7-year-old girl named Lily. Her days were often spent exploring the woods behind her house, chasing butterflies, or creating imaginary worlds with her friends. But as the year came to an end, her excitement grew for something extraordinary: the annual New Year's Eve celebration in the town square. Happyville had a long-standing tradition of hosting the most spectacular New Year's Eve party, and Lily's family had been a part of it every year. The entire town would gather to enjoy music, games, and delicious food under strings of twinkling lights. The highlight of the night was always the breathtaking fireworks display that painted the midnight sky with vivid colors. But this year was different for Lily. She had a secret plan, a grand surprise for everyone. A few weeks earlier, while rummaging in the attic, she had stumbled upon an old magic book. Intrigued, she had spent hours practicing the tricks described in its pages. She was determined to perform her first ever magic show at the New Year's Eve party, adding a special touch to the town's celebration. Lily practiced tirelessly, perfecting her sleight of hand and memorizing the magic words. With her little hands, she crafted a sparkly red cape and decorated her old top hat with glitter and ribbons. She was ready to dazzle the crowd. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Magic Show. As the evening of December 31st arrived, the town square was alive with excitement. Strings of fairy lights sparkled above the cobblestone streets, and the air was filled with the scent of freshly baked cookies and roasted chestnuts. Lily, dressed in her glittering red dress and cape, clutched her magic props tightly as she and her parents made their way to the square. The stage was set up in the center of the square, decorated with colorful streamers and a large golden banner that read, "Happy New Year." Lily's parents found a spot near the stage, cheering her on with encouraging smiles. Her heart pounded with anticipation as she glanced at the crowd. Familiar faces surrounded her: neighbors, friends, and even her teacher, Miss Hazel. When the clock struck 10, the mayor, a kind man with a booming voice and a cheerful laugh, took the stage. "Welcome, Happyville. Tonight, we celebrate not just the end of a wonderful year, but the start of a brand new adventure," he announced. "And now, we have a special treat for you all, a magic show by our very own Lily." Lily's hands trembled slightly as she stepped onto the stage, but the cheers and applause from the crowd gave her courage. She began her performance with a confident smile. "Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be amazed," she declared, waving her magic wand. Her first trick, a disappearing coin, was a success. The crowd gasped and clapped as the coin vanished into thin air. Encouraged, Lily moved on to her second trick, making a silk scarf change colors with a flick of her wrist. The audience erupted into applause, and Lily felt a surge of pride. Chapter 3. The Magic Goes Awry. For her grand finale, Lily decided to attempt her most daring trick. She placed a deck of cards into her glittering top hat, waved her wand, and confidently said, "Abracadabra." But instead of the cards transforming into a bouquet of flowers as she had planned, something unexpected happened. The hat trembled and began to glow faintly. Suddenly, a burst of colorful confetti shot out, filling the air and covering the stage and audience. Before anyone could react, a puff of smoke erupted from the hat, and with a flash, a small, fluffy white rabbit appeared on stage, twitching its nose. The crowd gasped in astonishment, and Lily froze in shock. She hadn't planned for any of this. The rabbit hopped around curiously, and a moment later, it began to speak. Well, looks like someone's been dabbling in some real magic," it said in a squeaky voice, causing the audience to erupt into laughter and cheers. Chapter 4. Laughter, Surprises, and Celebration. Lily was initially flustered, but seeing the joy and amazement on everyone's faces, she decided to embrace the surprise. She picked up the rabbit, who introduced himself as Professor Whiskers, a magical rabbit accidentally summoned from a parallel dimension. Professor Whiskers insisted on joining the party, hopping around and performing his own impromptu tricks. He conjured candy canes from thin air, created floating bubbles that glittered like diamonds, and even turned the mayor's hat into a crown made of candy. The entire square buzzed with excitement. The mishap had turned into the highlight of the evening, and Lily found herself laughing along with everyone else. The mayor declared it the most memorable New Year's Eve party in Happyville's history. Chapter 5: A resolution for new adventures. As midnight approached, the crowd gathered for the final countdown. Lily stood with her parents, Professor Whiskers nestled in her arms, watching the fireworks illuminate the night sky. Each burst of color seemed to paint a new dream in her heart. As the clock struck midnight, Lily made a resolution. "Next year, I'm going to learn even more magic," she whispered to herself. "And maybe I'll even visit Professor Whiskers' magical world." With fireworks sparkling above and the warmth of her family and friends around her, Lily felt ready to embrace whatever surprises the new year would bring. And as for Professor Whiskers? Well, he decided to stick around for a while, promising Lily that this was only the beginning of her magical journey. And so, the little girl with big dreams started a new chapter in her life, filled with magic, laughter, and endless adventures. Happyville would never forget the New Year's Eve when Lily brought magic to their lives, both literally and figuratively.